You frozen?
No, no. Okay, what's up, guys? How y'all doing? We right here early in the week. It's Monday. We is in the kitchen. You know what time it is. But listen, before we jump into the topic today, we're gonna do some ice breaking, man. We don't really be doing ice breaking, so we're gonna break the ice, yo. How's everybody doing? T, what you do this weekend?
I relaxed.
That's all
I
you every time I tell you relax, I just chill. No, you ain't
yeah.
go out.
I got some plans coming up, but this weekend was a relaxed weekend and I loved it. Oh my God. Like I have a love for being able to stay in the house and, chill because every day is always go, go, go. Go this place, go that place. So it was good. Friday it rained all day. So that's like, stay your butt in the house. Even though I do like going out in the rain, I ain't gonna lie.
What about you don't go to the beach?
No, I'm not doing that yet. I got plans. I'm gonna have to let you know my schedule. I'm not gonna be able. I'm gonna be doing some West Coast things soon. But yes,
When
it's
is
in the
this?
plans. When is it? Middle of August.
Well, you know we go the family reunion's coming up, so
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm excited about that.
so you're gonna um head out after the family reunion. You say August.
That's the weekend or the week after. So yeah. So yeah, it'll be all right. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. But it'll be like the whole week. So you already
So what you
know.
trying
And
to
I
say?
think it's like
What,
three hours behind too.
so what you trying to say?
You
You
know.
you going to so I got to
Yeah,
get all the
I
emails.
can't make
I,
commitments. I
no
can't
no
make
no no
commitments.
no no no. Look, I got to get all the emails. They say, oh, where's Lady T? I was like, she just
Yeah,
kicked me to the curb this week.
yeah, yep, that's
Nah,
right.
but no
You'll
life.
have somebody. I know you will. Somebody else will gonna come in. You like get a new co-host. They want to try out. Y'all can
Stop.
come on.
Yeah. But
Uh,
nah,
but
we
what
good though.
happened with Jules? Jules, I just want you to know if you ever be watching, I miss you, girl. The conversations was good with her.
I mean, I reach out to her. You know, what I mean,
Yes, reach out to her.
you don't want to be overwhelming because see,
I
some people,
know.
get
Right.
overwhelmed by this because, like you said, it's commitment
It
and
is. But it's
devotion.
like, every once in a while people can come on and just have conversations like me and you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what we want. That's what
I
we
know.
definitely want. You know what I'm
Feel
saying?
comfortable, like we kind of get to know each other and yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
How was your
Me,
weekend?
mine was good.
Okay.
Like I said, when I work 7 days, I really don't do too much. So it's like I work Sunday and Monday. I'm off Sunday and Monday, but so it's like more of just being focused. Got to get up on Sunday. Got to get up on Monday. And out and listen. If you don't know, you gotta ask somebody. When you got to get up at 5 o'clock, when you got to start your work at 5 o'clock, you got to get up at 3 o'clock. It ain't easy. You got to be, like I said, focused. So
Yeah.
9 o'clock, I'll be in the bed, laying down, and probably go to sleep maybe like 9:30, 9:45. See, I'm in the bed.
Getting that
Um,
good rest.
yeah, but I'm so listen. I'm so proud of my wife. You know, her and Santa, they got together. They were a couple other ladies, some of her friends. They all was out, did a little get together. It was amazing. I'm glad. That,
Females,
yeah,
mostly
bunch of
females.
only
Yeah,
females. And
getting together.
but that's it. And
Yeah.
like I said, my wife, she really doesn't do that, and I was proud of her. She's not like me. I'm
I
just
know.
like, hey, what's up, hey, everybody? How y'all doing? Trying to get to know everybody, trying to just mingle, and just how can I say it? Just conversate with different people, and just and let them know that genuine, filled with love, filled with joy, and yes, I do want to spread the love. Uh, Sometimes it can be difficult, but most of the part, I deal with it. Um,
That's good. It's good to hang out.
yeah, and
I love it.
I got a different setup too with what do I say? With my phone and stuff like this. So now I
I
get the
just
texts.
admire my
Huh?
hair.
Oh,
I
you
said, I
admire your hair?
caught me off guard. I was like, oh, that's a good puff look right there.
Um, nah, know, I'm just gonna say, first, today's topic is world and society distraction from faith. But before we get into that, I just want people. I want to just, talk about something else a little bit before we get into the topic. Um, I was looking like, being that I'm, on the podcast and I'm doing different things and I'm trying to uh, mingle with different people on a podcast. Listen, I saw some interesting stuff over the weekend, uh, and it was real interesting. And what's interesting is that when you doing stuff like this, you see certain things, and then some people are just doing it just for the money. They're not doing it for a cause. You know what I'm saying? And it's intriguing to me. I'm like, yo, if you're going to really do it genuinely for something like a cause, that'll come. You know what I'm saying? That'll come. But nah, some of these people, bro, they is putting in time to work, and they just focused on what they want to be focused on, and not know that, if you want somebody to really hear you, you have to be open to different conversations. Um, and those conversations can be tough sometimes because you're so stuck in your ways. Just got this gun hole driven way. It's going to be that way or the highway. You can't be like that. You got to really be focused on the greater good. A cause that's going to change the world, or not change the world, change the community, change the people that you're around, change the. When I say community, I'm talking about like if you got a community on your live social media, you change the community because guess what? At the end of the day, they looking for something, and what they're looking for. That's all up to you. What you talking, what you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I was experienced this weekend, man. Just watching different things and just exploring the world. I just can't wait, and I want to say that I can't wait to touch down to Texas. It's going to be an experience. It's going to be a joyful time. I bring joy with me, even in the midst of distraction, even in the midst of when the enemy is trying to steer you up and get you upset and make you do something you could regret. Um, I'm really excited about that. Going to Dallas, Texas. I'm going to go see the Dallas Cowboys. Ugh, and the Ravens. We want to see them play. Take my dad and have
That's
him
cool.
enjoy that because that's his team. Yeah. Then I'm going to
Ravens.
San Fran to see. Look, the Dallas and the Ravens going to play. That's the one we go to Dallas.
You
And
said
then
what's his team? Which one is his team?
oh, Dallas, them funky
Okay.
things.
Yeah, I like Dallas too. I've always been a
Uh,
fan.
mm. but then we going to go to 49ers and Dallas. Ain't that something? We going to Dallas
Uh-huh.
game, and then we gonna go to the Dallas and the 49ers play. His team
Perfect.
against mine. Yeah, that's
Yes.
gonna be exciting. It's gonna be a real experience, and I can't wait um, to go to both. Even going to California is gonna be an experience too. The time change. Uh, it's 3 hours difference over there, so it's gonna be different because the game starts at. I think the game starts at. Well, I'm not mistaken, 6 o'clock there. So the 6 o'clock there would probably be 8 o'clock our time.
Hmm.
I'm
You
not sure.
said, is it 3 hours?
Yeah, it's a 3 hour change
Okay.
behind us.
Right.
So if it starts 6 o'clock there, it probably start
Mhm.
here 8 o'clock.
9.
No, 8 o'clock.
Said
I'm saying I'm not sure the time, but like 6, 8.
yeah.
But that's
Okay.
basically that's what it is. What's up, buddy? Howdy. And so that's my adventure. I can't wait for that. And hold on.
Yeah. This is a definitely a different type of Monday, but I so I'm gonna start talking. Okay.
Good.
I saw your topic today, and I was like, everything going on in the world right now, and what's going on in our society as United States, things that are happening. I'm like, okay, this is exactly what we're supposed to see, because our society has been blind and cannot see for a very long time. A lot of changes, need to happen in life, which they're about to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I do have something in my heart that wants to be able to help people. Say something to help a person, whatever they're going through. But honestly, one-on-one conversations are the best, but we don't normally. So this right here, this is our society. How we communicate is this now, like how we're doing right now, and then other people will listen to it later because I do it, and it's meant for that person to hear at that time. So that's how life is supposed to work, right? And we're kind of walking into that more and more, and people are on, trying to do the most on social media because they might be hustling to get that money to pay rent or whatever it is, right? There's always levels to it. But the message that's being said out, you know, are we really putting the right message in the world? Are we really talking about love? And yet we see, people trying to kill with words, with weapons of, mass destruction.
No,
That's
yeah.
what we're doing. We're doing that to our world. We're doing it to our people. We're doing it over and over. And I'm guilty of it too. I'm not to up here and say I'm perfect, but we have to learn how to see ourselves and know what we need to take responsibility for, because even though we think that we're not murdering, we are murdering with our minds and our thoughts. We've had this conversation. So even with the mind and the thoughts that we put out there, we are killing one another. So I mean, our society, I believe in us. I don't know what our future is gonna be. I don't know what tomorrow is gonna bring, but every day, I try my best to, put my best foot forward. That's what we all should be able to do. But people are stuck in a rut. People are hearing wrong messages, and it's loud and loud and louder, and the wrong message is basically telling them to stay in that low vibration of where we should get out of, getting out of the mud and starting to clean our bodies off and be really into the spirit of love. And we don't know how to. So, I don't know. I feel like the way the world is going, I just see it as this is exactly what's supposed to happen. Because, I'm going to tell this because I've had this conversation with you a little bit, but I'm going to tell y'all this.
Go ahead,
I
speak
like
your
paying
mind.
attention to what's going on up in the stars. I like astronomy. I like astrology because it matters. I've learned a lot about myself because of that. The day you were born, the location that you were born, everything in this world is all about mathematics and angles. There's many secrets that people do not really want to get into because it's superstition, or it's what do they call it? They tell you not to do certain things, and in the, I say the church. There's a word for it. It's not coming to me. But I remember Jesus leaving in a certain time in his life, and he traveled and he learned so much. That's how I feel we all should be about something. And knowing yourself is a good way of seeing what it is that you want to pay attention to about yourself. But how do get people that are in the mud that don't want to know themselves, and they so stuck? They so stuck in a place that they just, in sorrow, in pain. Those are the ones. That's who Jesus really came for. Coming for the ones that really need help. And how do we talk to them? How do we get people off of a ledge of trying to, go into a destruction, something that is really hell on earth? But oh, you know what? Because we're all so confused. I remember now. It just came back to me. Like everybody's so confused about truth. Everybody's not really, because there's so many stories out there, right? Everybody's got a story. Everybody feels that this is the right story in the story because it said it was like this. But that's the thing, we are human beings and we have the ability to tell great stories. I am learning to tell great stories. Like me communicating is something that I'm learning to do, right? So me telling stories back in the day when I was young, I sucked. I could not tell a good story. I was like, "And what was his name? I forgot his name." And we were going to, stuff like that. But we tell stories, and stories become, different. They change. The world, the words change. Like the meanings change because the words change. Etymology. That's one word people need to look into. Etymology is like learning the science of words. Words mean a lot because we're telling stories, we're telling different words all the time. And the meanings have changed, and our minds are becoming like confused. We don't know who we really are. But that's the thing. We need to know how to get back to who we're supposed to be as people. If you sit up here saying you're a Christian, don't judge. Stop judging. People need to stop judging. That is a thing that is like destroying us. We are all sitting in a seat of judgment about another person's life. That's their journey. Stay in your lane. You can't count their graces or they can't count your graces. Nobody can count mine, and I can't count yours. So who am I? Point is that the world needs to see something different. And I truly believe we are walking into it because I'm paying attention to what's going on in the skies. That was my confession.
What's
Thank you.
going on? What's going on in the
In the
skies?
skies.
What's going on in the skies?
Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not gonna sit up here and talk about it. But
You
the
said
skies,
it. I mean, you
the
got
planet.
inquired. The
I
minds
know,
are inquired.
I
So
know.
we want to know what
I'm
you're
not
talking about.
sorry. I'm not professional at speaking at it, but
Ah,
I am a person that hears it. I have no problem learning about it. You know what I'm saying? So I hear it, and everything that has happened in the last 4 years. That's how I actually got into it because of COVID. But when I listened to it and I found out more about myself, because when we were born, right? Remember, you were born in a certain place, and you are, oh, what do we say? What's your sign? That's the first thing. It don't matter who you are, if you're a religious person or not. What's your sign? We know each other's what they call sun sign, and that is like the sun, right? That is when you were born at a certain time, and we say, okay, we know about them as characteristics, certain characteristics, and that there's truth in it. But people don't want to know that, that they don't want to really know about it because of fear. That's what I say. I'm a person that I have no problem taking risks. I've taken many risks in my life. So
mm.
I do. And because I don't want to be told, no, you can't do that, because that's not what was told to me. Why are you telling me something that wasn't told to me? That's why I say about people need to stay in their lane. But I mean, honestly, it's more like, people are, if they're able to hear, because there's a way of hearing. I see we can discern. Yes, it is a way of hearing. I feel like, if you are able to hear what's, the truth, because everybody knows right and wrong. But if you're hearing wrong all the time, I'm hoping that there's somebody around that can help that person, because we need to have more people that are willing to help one another. If you know your neighbor is sick in the mind, try your best. Just try your best to just
See,
help them just a little bit, just sometimes.
but that type of person that has to grow in you. That
It
has to
does.
grow in you, right? So when we talk about that, things like that have to grow in you. Kindness. Uh, you know, discernment. That grow. That some people don't have discernment. They don't, because that's why some people that don't have discernment fall to the traps of the enemy. They fall traps.
I
They fall
agree.
trap. They fall in the trap, and persuasion, is tricky. You know what I'm saying? You think something is good, and guess what? Everything that look good ain't good, right?
Right.
Until watch this. And I always, when I use analogies, I always use food because I'm good at that. So, and I can relate to it because that's my profession. Why? Watch this. An apple could look good on the outside, but as soon as you bite it and it's rotten on the inside, now guess what? Now you got that rotten taste in your mouth. And trust me when I tell you, there are sometimes apples that are rotten on the inside but look good on the outside, because guess what? A hole has gotten in it, and then guess what? the air has gotten to the apple, and guess what? Now it decay begins to then because you miss that. Look, that part of the apple that's damaged, you might miss it. You go wash it, and you probably talking and doing something, and you like, oh, this apple look good. You take a bite of it, and boom, it's rotten on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's good,
part of
that
the
look good, ain't
discernment,
good,
though.
huh?
That's part of discernment.
But you don't know. You
But
can't
that's part
know
of
if it's.
discernment. You have to pay
You got
attention.
it.
Like you got to pay attention to discern something is to know kind of in a way where you're looking at it. You're kind of when I say looking at it, it might not be visually where you're. It could be mentally, it could be inside within you, but there's a given knowledge. That's what discernment to me is. Like given knowledge or a decision that needs to be made. So to know if something is rotten, if an apple's rotten, you need to turn and look at it. That's what I'm saying. And that's what people if people are being accountable for themselves and say, I'm going to do better by seeing myself. I love to do it by all the time. I say up here, I am not the best person. I say it all the time. You will hate me or you will love me, right? And I can just give you what I am because my heart is, in the right direction of love to help, but I can't be perfect. I cannot sit up here and make myself to, be perfect when I communicate, when my family knows this. My family, I told people I can be a jerk, okay? So, but I can admit that. That's another thing. That's what I say about accountability. I can admit, if I come off, I've heard arrogant, you know, what am I supposed to do about that? What you want me to do about that? I can't do nothing, so I gotta ignore it. But I acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? I acknowledge what you say about me. So, but I'm gonna let it be and I'm gonna let it go because I don't want to sit up here and keep be reminded what you think of me because that's not who I am. So I gotta let it go, right? But that's the point. Acknowledge what people say and then acknowledge if it's right or wrong. Or if it is right, then let it sit inside and let that change come. But if you stand on something, stand on it forever. Okay, that's not a problem. But it's acknowledgement. People don't want to say stuff to people. People don't want to be talked to. People don't want to, communicate no more. So, and that's why you're sitting up here saying if it's rotten, because nobody wants to just cut it off, discard it, and use the other part. Because if a limb needs to be cut off, what was it in the Bible about cutting the limb off?
Yo,
That's what I was thinking.
I ain't biting no rotten apple. So I know. I'm
But
giving.
pay attention. Just look at the
That's
apple.
that's the point. That's the point of
Yeah,
discernment. Everybody
yeah.
don't have that. Everybody, it's not that they don't have that ability because they easily distracted. You know what I'm saying? By a conversation, somebody get their attention, they easily distracted. You know what I'm saying? That's
Okay,
why
and
we
I
talk.
can totally agree with you
You
on
know what I'm
that.
saying? That's what we talking about. World and
Mhm.
society distraction from faith. I use the apple and because that when you look at the world, right? Here's the thing. You look at it, I say society and the world, right? When you look out into the world, you got different countries doing different things. We live in America, but you look at other countries, they do things differently. Their societies is different than ours. You know what I'm saying? We feel the home of the free, home of the brave. Are you really free? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because of what society is really teaching and showing these young kids. But look, social media is very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And I talk about this all the time. Social media is very dangerous. And I'm gonna show you how they trick you and you don't even know you've been tricked. And I'm being so serious. Listen, when you go on social media, when you go on your Google engine, anything that you do on your phone, your computer, they have a record of it, right? And now they begin to prompt you up to show you what you should be indulging in. Now I'm gonna show you that I'm speaking the truth, not opinion. Okay, have started a podcast, right? And now on my social media and all my social, like all my feeds and everything, they prompt me. Oh, we got this podcast that, podcast this, podcast that. Because guess what? They know that's what I'm into. So they're trying to sell me all different type of things so I can either indulge in or I can partake in whatever it is that they offering. You know what I'm saying? That's based on what I do. I look at other podcasts, I look at other, shorts that's dealing with faith. So everything that's on my social media is faith based. You know what I'm saying? All the other negative, I don't, look at. You know what I'm saying? I have a search engine that's what I plug in. Everything that's dealing with faith, everything that's dealing with spiritual, I plug it in. So guess what? They send me all the time, especially the shorts. That's what they send me. I get some of my ideas from other people's, shorts, and I come up with my ideas and what we can talk about. But just that's what it is. If you just think about this. Here's another thing. Oh my goodness, this is big on social media, super big. Sex sells.
Mm.
So if you looking at certain things on the social media, guess what? They gonna plug that in on your social media. They plugging it in. If you a woman that like to buy clothes, they plugging it in. They gonna prompt you. Oh yeah, we got this new sale today, special for you. And then here they come and they hit you in your DM. Oh, we got a new spell. We got a new sale for you, Lady T. We'll give it to you for special today. They do that. You know what I'm saying? They plugging it in. And look, social injustice. They plugging it in. They plugging that stuff in. If you look at what happened with Trump, it's plugging in it. If you into that whole, you know, what's up, buddy, Alex? If you into that whole thing, guess what? They plugging it into your social media. Whether you with it or against it, it doesn't make it. It's in there because you're into politics. So if you're into politics, guess what? They're gonna flood your social media with politics. They're gonna flood it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you into, I'm into chef things. So mine is all my social media platforms. Guess what? It got a lot of chefs. They send me a lot of emails with chef. You got what I'm saying? So and guess what? That is a distraction because when you looking for something greater than just what's on your plate, guess what? They'll pull you away from that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful what you put into your spirit, what you put on your social media, what you watching. Is it distracting you? Is it really distracting you? Think about that. Is it really distracting you? Because I think it is. You know what I'm saying? I could say that because guess what? I guarantee you, if you're not thinking about what is going to make you a better person, and it's something that's distracting you that pull you away from that, it's distracting you. It's pulling you away from your purpose in life. Some people have a purpose to destroy, but some people have a purpose in life. They don't reach that purpose because guess what? They stop searching because they're distracted.
Got it. I agree.
You feel me?
Yes, I agree completely.
Tell me that. And look, I'm talking about the social media, right? You don't even do social media.
No, I'm not a social media.
I,
This
I
right
know,
here,
and it's smart because guess what? I do it because I'm doing all different type of things, and I have to do a lot of networking. But I'm mindful of who I network with. You know what I'm saying? I really try to find out a little bit about that person because guess what? If I'm a network with them, I want to make sure that they're spiritually grounded and they're doing the same thing that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? That their ultimate goal is the same thing as mine. And mine is to spread the word, but also not only spread the word, but spread peace, love. Everybody can't do that. Everybody's not made for that. Everybody's not built for that. You know what I'm saying? They have their own agenda. You got to make sure that their agenda is on the same as yours. You know what I'm saying? If they don't have the same agenda, guess what? You could be lured, you could be trapped in doing something that you could regret and that can change and alter everything that you worked hard for. You
I
quiet?
agree.
Oh,
I agree. I mean, I'm just listening to you going on. I'm like, yeah, yeah.
nah, because I'm telling you, I've been I'll be searching and finding. I said to you earlier, I can't wait to touch Texas. I can't wait to go over there because you know what I'm saying. It's different. Their lifestyle is different from ours. We over here in the city. I work in New York City. Big Apple is
Right.
different. Yes, to edify. Yes, you know what I'm
But
saying.
you know what? Let me say this. When you were talking about people and being distracted, I think also that people are not disciplined enough anymore. You know, the distraction comes because we're no longer becoming as disciplined as we should be. That's one thing that, if you really look at ourselves as far as like taking care of our body, ask people how many people actually brush their teeth every single day. Not everybody, right? I
No,
know
you're
I
right.
don't, right? I know I don't. I know I don't. I'm admitting it, right? But there's a lot of people just like me, that don't brush their teeth every day. But that's just another thing that, yes, I will say. But that's another thing. We all have something to do, right? And there's always something to do. So, what is the priority? Figure out what's priority. Because if you really want to move forward in life, then you'll find what you want. Seek. If you're seeking for something in life, you have to, find it, look for it. You'll find it if you're looking for it. But people are not disciplined anymore. They're kind of all over the place with what they want to learn. Everybody wants to be a master of everything. I am like, please master one thing and stop trying to do the most, because you're not meant to do everything. I'm not going to sit up here and try and act like I'm the best cook out there. I have a better cook in my life. You know what I'm saying? Cooks that I like. Oh, I love it so much, So I'm not going to sit up here and try to be a master of cooking. I'm not going to sit up here and try and be a master of communicating and out communicate you. You want to say something, I'm gonna let you say it, and then I'll be done with it. And if we're done, we're done. But everybody's trying to outdo, be the master. It's like the distractions are there because everybody's got too much going on. Pay attention to what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Accomplish something that you can say, I'm proud of myself. I accomplished that. And then move on to the next accomplishment. People are not accomplishing shit. Sorry, I cussed. I know. I
Go
tried.
ahead.
I tried. I got a potty mouth. I know, but yes, it's people. It's people. We are distracted because we got too much going on in the mind. Not finding one or two. But sticking with it and learning to master whatever it is. And I say self first. You gotta, master yourself.
Some people, they're walking blind.
Hmm.
They're adults and they walking blind. When their parents taught them how to walk and what to walk in, and now they have the ability to walk the way they want to walk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And some people are walking blind. And what I mean by walking blind, they don't have a clue what's going on.
yes.
Only in their imagination they can look and see what's going on in the world. You know, and there is a lot. Look, there's a lot of love, right? But there's a lot of hate as well.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We talk about good and bad, right? It can't be just good and no bad. Got
That's right.
both. You know what I'm saying? So don't if you think it's just all good now. If Christians, I'm a Christian, but guess what? I know that it's not all good to be a Christian. It's tough. It's rough. You're going to have go through all things, and
Go
you
through the
got to be
bad.
right. You got to be strong enough to endure. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? Going through. You said earlier, going through the mud. You got to be able to go through the mud, get out of the mud, clean yourself off, keep moving.
Keep it
You know what I'm
moving.
saying? Got to
Keep it
keep it
trucking.
moving. Don't get
Yeah.
stuck in the mud. You get stuck in the mud, guess what? You're gonna be there for a while. You know what I'm saying? So you really got it.
But
You really got it to.
there are people that are really disturbed with their own thoughts and the way they feel about their own life. That I really my heart goes out to them because depression is real. I've had moments in my life where I was depressed, and that depression of not wanting to go nowhere, do nothing, or not really having confidence to do what you should for yourself, and that is very tough. And how to get through to somebody when they're in a situation like we know of people in life like that. For me, I always look at it like if I'm meant to speak, I will say whatever is supposed to be said. But I my heart wants to, have some type of embrace, the nurturing of mother. Here it is. There it is. The nurturing of mother, the real mother of love and comfort and nurture. I wish, and this is a real wish, that it would truly come back on this earth in the way that it's supposed to, because we are missing that. that love, like Jesus, we talk about being Christians. Jesus had a wonderful relationship with Mary Magdalene, and I think it was Peter was jealous. You know, there was beauty in the feminine that he knew about. We've lost, and so the ones that are hurting and in sorrow and pain and don't want to love themselves or be depressed, though those are the ones I really do, pray for, honestly, because if I hear about a story, my prayer is for them to, be comforted by, only the divine love that comes from within and around and everywhere. Like, there's something about real divine love. And it can be comforting to somebody that's even low in the mud and don't know how to get out of it. Because, it's sad that we as people are, hurting so terribly. Like, I'm amazed with how people are killing themselves. I hear a lot about, killing themselves, and it's something. What do you do with that? What do you say about that? How can you not feel love still for that person? It's I don't know. I really, I have a desire for all of us to be happy, one another, but we all need to be able to communicate the right way. And when I say the right way, we're making progress and we're forgiving and we're loving, but it's going to take some time. I can already tell. It's like, look at us now. You know what I'm saying? So if that's actually going to happen, and I believe it will happen, because they always say, remember, Jesus comes back for a certain amount of time. That's just how the ages of time works. Okay. Yes, remember, you know about it. We all love to talk about it as Christians, so I had to say it. But that is what we should be looking at, being happy for the moment. But that's a collective. Every single person needs to get on that. What? Go outside with your mouth. I don't even understand what that means. What I
I don't
say.
know. I don't know what it said it means.
I don't know what that means, but please explain.
But
But you know what I'm really trying to say. Like, I don't know. People need one another, and we're still trying to, communicate. We're trying to love one another, and the way we communicate can be rough. We've got people that's in high places that's trying to, get back into high places that speak rough and tough. And how do you love people like that, right?
all right.
But we have to learn how to. We have to do something. Something needs to change, because we're killing ourselves, people. Like, what are we doing? We don't know what we're doing. That's how I see it. Yes, I'm a part of the yuck mouth. Whatever he was trying to say, was he saying yuck mouth?
No, I don't
Yes,
know.
fellowship. I mean,
But
but
here's
fellowship
the
has to be in a way where everybody is really truly fellowshipping by communicating in the way that is in love.
well, I want to share some with you, and it's true what you said. But look, this weekend I didn't mention that, but Friday, me and my wife we went to the movies. Sounds of Hope.
Yeah.
Listen and see. When we went to see that movie, I mean, I'm not interested. I'm not. I don't have no desire to do that, but it changed my perspective on thinking on different people and how they act and why they act the way they act. So what it was about is I'll just give you guys listen. You guys can check it out. You guys should check it out. It's about a pastor and the first lady taking on foster children. They lived in Texas. I forgot the town. It's a small little town. They stayed together. It was just them. Whatever happened into their town, they stayed together, right? So yeah, so they really didn't get too much funding or whatever. They stayed together. They helped each other in that community. Like I said, it was a small little town. But as you looked at the children's life, what they've been through, you expect them to be this certain child, but they can't because they have so much hurt, so much pain. One child, you know, the mother was a prostitute. She let the men beat the daughter, didn't feed them. They got taken away, put in foster care. Then one child saw a drug dealer, because she was on drugs, kill their mother right in front of them. You know what that do to a child? How you expect them? And guess what? And you would think in this movie, you would think that the parents that took them in would have compassion. But what it was showing is that they had to learn how to have compassion for them because they didn't know what they've been through. All they knew is that they was getting some children to take care of them, give them a home, show them some love, but they didn't know and on the other end of what they've been through. One little girl, she was acting like a cat. She thought because her mom was just so messed up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she run around a cat. She spoke and everything, but that's what happens. That's what happened with people. You got to realize sometimes you don't know a person's story. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know where they come from. So you really got to have some type of compassion. But we go back to that word discernment. You got to know. You have to really know who you can deal with, who you can't deal with. Because some people you just can't deal with. Some people can't even conversate with because they have this certain mentality that you cannot cope with.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put this up there. Listen.
Cost, yeah, the cost. There's always a cost, isn't it? But the cost shouldn't be in a material thing. It should be more about humanity. Humanity needs to have, take the burnt end of the cost to say, I'm going to be a better person,
Now,
to
but they said the mental health of this country.
yes,
Listen
yes,
to
but
this.
I know it's
Yeah,
a cost. I'm agreeing. It is a cost. Yes, I agree. It is definitely a cost. But I'm looking at it as we as people need to, truly want to make change, right?
that's
Like
a price.
that is a price to pay,
There you go.
right?
That it don't like you said. It don't have to do with materialistic. But guess what? You listen. The thing about it is this: we say it's a cost. Yes. Guess what? A cost can be time. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You have to put time into a relationship with that person. You have to get to know them if that's possible to get to know them. You know what I'm saying? That's the price right there. You got to have patience. Some people don't want to have patience. They want to just keep it going. Living in the city, guess what? I don't care what nobody say. Listen, I live in the city, and look, everything is fast. There is no patience. It's everything is fast. Yo, we got to get here. We got to make this. We got to meet this. Everybody's on the highway. Zoom, 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 zoom. You got what I'm saying? So they forget about. Listen, let me think about the person behind me. Let me think about the person in front of me. Let me think about the person on the side of me, right? Because you know what? If I'm speeding, I'm not thinking about them. Guess what? I got to get to the destination. I got to get to where I got to get to. That's it. I'm not worrying about nobody else. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're not focused, and not just the city I live in. I'm talking about all the city life. It's fast paced. But if you think about it, if you look at the people that live in the country, guess what? Slow, calm, because like they say, I'm gonna get to where I gotta get to.
Right.
And then sometimes, guess what? If they do it right, guess what? They go it at a certain time where they gotta go to the market. They gotta go to the store. They say, you know what, I'm gonna go here. They got the right time. They know because guess what? Everything is planned out for them. You know what I'm saying? They gotta. When we go down south, look, how far is the little? Well, they don't even have a corner store, but they do. How far is it from our house? Their house? It's far. And sometimes they go there. They go one time in the whole week. They're not going back there again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But no, this like she said, this country, man, we live in, man, that's what happened. You know what I'm
But
saying?
wait, let me say this. I want to say this about her comment. The way it cost a lot because of us people. We are not collectively coming together and making better laws. I mean, we need to. I truly believe make a big change in our government. That's how I see it. You know, the government laws. Like, think about what we're teaching our children. There are certain things that we teach our children that are learned in the schools. And parents, I don't have young children anymore, but I know that we are creating our children to learn certain things. And so we need to really truly come together to make change in a way where it starts where our children, are seeing the change, and it helps them, because the generations as they get older, we're just going to continuously have things that repeat itself if we don't. So I just feel like we as people need to change our mind to become better, and not so aggressive and hatred towards one another, because all we're doing is creating hell. We're living a life in hell. Everybody talks about they want to be rich because they think that's going to be a heaven for them. Everybody wants to get wealthy because they think that that's going to be a better hell for them, but it's still hell because your people around you are dying and killing themselves. Truly, mental health starts at a child when the mother is carrying that child. You talk to the child. What do you do with the child? So I say, when I said earlier that there's about to be a change when it comes to the feminine, is because we have been, and when I say we, I'm speaking of feminine, been used, abused, and perverted in a way where it has been ugly, and it's not the truth. That's not the balance of life. And it's coming back to a head where the balance of life needs to come and take control. And it's not control in a way where I'm talking about being over top of a man. It has nothing like that. It's a control about the truth, the control about what is hidden in the lies that have been hidden, be revealed, the control of trying to hold back truth. That is what I'm really referring to. So I just feel like, the world is going, I have to feel that the world's going to get better, because I have to put hope in us as people. When we come together and we're having conversations, are we trying to have a unity, or are we trying to divide? Figure out what you want to do, because if you really see yourself as trying to divide, pay attention, and then you see your life and how it works out for you. If you are trying to bring unity, then that means that you will sit up here and pay attention, see how your world works for you. Everything is revealed in your heart, and what you act in this world and do in this world is going to be revealed to you. That's it. That's just it. And if you like it and you want to be, living the hell on earth, continue, because your hell on earth will, it'll end. There's going to be an end. Corruption cannot last. There's always going to be the truth that is going to prevail. That's it. That's all I'm saying. But we as people, honestly, we need to sit up here and know ourselves a little bit better. Like I always say, me. Get to know yourself and be truthful. I didn't see the comment that you put up, so
Oh, let me put it up for you.
I know you laughed, so I was like, let me focus on what I need to say.
No, focus on you. I know you can multitask. I look when there's something funny. I look at it.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
But look, no, but look. What I was going to say was, just think about this. We know we in a spiritual warfare, right? It's spiritual, right? Check this out. You gotta think about it. What side you gonna be on?
That's right.
You gonna be on the good side? You gonna be on the bad side? Because trust me, it's the bad side. And what's you gotta ask yourself, what's on the good side versus what's on the bad side? Do we have to explain that? Because right now, when you look at the bad side, it's nothing but turmoil on that side. There is not peace at all. At all. If you think it's peace, I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to wake you up and tell you, no, it is no peace on that side at all. Just because at a moment, right, it's quiet, it's peaceful, you think it's peaceful, but guess what? And a couple of days later, you got a catastrophe. When over here, it's not. Listen, it's no confusion over here on the good side. It's no confusion. Listen, if I made a mistake, I'm humble enough to say, you know what, T, I'm out, my bad. I'm sorry. I was wrong. See, no, I'm not the author of confusion. I'm saying, you know what, I'm human. I make mistakes. I can go and apologize and make mistakes. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. You know what? I said something I should have said. You know, I was in my feelings. See, I'm humble. See, no, it's that's the good side, because guess what? People that are honest and humble enough to say, you know what, I made a mistake. I was wrong. You forgive me. Some people can't do that. So guess what? You know what the side they on. That's right. I'm saying it. They on that side. You know what I'm saying? The bad side. Because guess what? They yes, you listen, it is you prosper from being humble. You understand me? You gonna prosper being humble, because guess what? If you think you don't make mistakes, you start. I'm sadly to tell you, you make mistakes. You're not perfect.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's perfect, so you got to be able to do that. You got to be humbling and say, "Look, I made a mistake. My bad. I should have said that." You know what I'm saying? It's a look. I'm telling you, because that took me a minute. You know, I used to say things that hurt people's feelings, and I'd be like, "Now I gotta go to them and say my bad. I'm sorry, my bad." So I'm mindful of what I say, how I say it, because I don't want them to see me as a bad person. I want them to see me as a good person. I'm always encouraging. I'm always uplifting. Now, listen, you know I'm big on the hug. So I'm always huggy and hugging, squeezing like a big bear. I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, and listen, I'm very transparent. So I just, you know, one of the young ladies at my job, she worked with me, right? So I she had was talking to me, right? And I told her, I said, you know what? See, I ain't like everybody else. I said, no more. Like, she give me these pounds. I said, nah, you my sister. No more. Give me a hug. Because guess what? I'm genuine, and I'm saying, like, I don't see her that way. You feel me? I don't look at her like that. So I'll be like, yo, give me a hug. Come on, you my sister now. You like, she give me a pound like she a dude. You ain't no dude, you a lady. I'm gonna give you a hug. Come here. I give everybody else hugs. All the men. I ain't gay. You feel me? Because guess what? I want them to be. Listen, I want them to know that I'm genuine about when I say I care about you. I care. It's an action. And guess what? And every time, listen, when they come to talk to me, they know I'm genuine. They know I'm real. They know I'm not gonna lie to them. I'm not into that business. I'm not in the business of lying. So and I tell them, I say, yo, when I step out of line, you gonna tell me, right? I'm definitely gonna tell you when you step out of line. I got to. I can take it. I'm like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, all right, I did that. My bad. My bad. But when it goes back to what we talking about, you know what I'm saying? I don't allow my mind to be distracted with certain things. And yo, I ain't saying I watch all Christian movies.
This
Come
is
on.
okay.
I
Okay,
got
yeah.
that
Right,
because I gotta be real. I don't watch all Christian movies,
right,
but I do have an app for just Christian movies. I do, but I don't watch all Christian movies.
right.
Guess what? Because now watch this though. Here's the difference. Here's the difference. I don't indulge in that every day. I might have one day I might be like, because I do watch Power. That come on one day of the week. I do watch my Power, but guess what? Hey, look, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Why
Saturday,
are you
Sunday.
why are you explaining yourself?
Cause some people don't understand that. They
Oh,
like,
shit.
oh, you gotta look. No,
Mm,
no, stop. Cause and you said it early though. That's what people doing now in this whole faith, in this whole walk. And they in judging people. You got the
mm.
authority to judge nobody. You ain't no judge. You can't even imagine how many people in the Christian walk they judging. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that. What? Don't talk about what they shouldn't do, because guess what? I promise you, they not doing everything they supposed to do. And if they think they are, guess what? They falling short. They falling short.
That's right.
Anybody that's doing this walk, if they think they doing everything right, guess what? I'm here to tell you, no, you not. I'll tell them to their face, no, you're not.
You're
You
not
can't.
perfect.
You're not perfect. You're
Right.
going to fall. You're going to make mistakes. That's why we talk about it. We talked about it before. Repentance. You got because you make mistakes. You don't even know you made mistakes. You don't even know that you hinder somebody. You might have said something that made them go away to even think about God. Now you made a mistake.
Now look, that's something that makes me think of people, the way they communicate. I've been saying communicate. there are mean people, right? And that is can be a distraction of where you should go. Like if you're dealing with a mean person and you got to get through, that's like a warden, I call them. They're like you're in jail or you're not going in here. So
Yeah.
those type of people, those can be very distracting to get you into the direction that you need to, because mean people, oh, there are mean people out there just to be, you know, what's the word? Mean,
Huh?
devious,
There you go.
devious.
Deception.
They just want to, yeah, deception. Just the real, and it's true for them. And that's why I say, there it's all about spirit. It's about a spirit. There is a spirit around. We talk about good and evil. So the spirit is there. If you see it. So trying to get through, that could be a distraction too. I was listening to you and that made me think about it, because that can tell you if you're gonna go through and deal with it, or go around that person, or go to another direction, and takes you longer. Because I always say go through it, go through that fire, and go through it and enjoy it, because you're being refined. I'm so serious. Like I'm so serious. Yes, because there are
I,
people that will say things and you just gotta bring your energy all up in yourself just to get it out in the right way, in a way where it's like, and I have to control mine. Okay, I know that. But
I'm
it
listening.
needs to
Yeah.
be said, because it's going through. Mean people need to be spoken to. They don't need to sit up here and be like, oh, I'm so, I'm scared. Don't be afraid. Because that's what keeps us distracted from really becoming who we are, the people stuck. But that was something I had to say, because you
No,
was
that's it.
going, and I was like, I gotta say that because that's right. That's so true.
Yep. That's what it all boils down to. You know what I'm saying? And look, in this, in this walk, I promise you. Look, I swear to goodness. All right, in this walk, look, it teaches you wisdom. You know what I'm saying? It keeps you with a compassionate heart, because you look. I said before, you have, like, I got, these are reading glasses I have on, right? So I have this cloth that I have to clean them, right? Sometimes I'm sweating and they get a little foggy, right? I gotta clean them. So the purpose of me saying that is because sometimes people have these lenses on that they need cleaning. They can't
Mhm.
see; it's clouded. You know what I'm saying? They really can't see. And once you in this walk, it teaches you how to have compassion,
Yeah.
sympathy, because you guess what? You have to. Don't look at yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah, look. Don't look at yourself. Say to yourself, I don't know what this person has been through. So let me have some type of sympathy what they talking to me, because I don't know what they've been through. I don't know they struggle.
But I think when I heard sympathy comes from being humble. I think that,
Yeah.
okay. So but the being humble is not doing it on yourself. A lot of us go through a time in our life where we're just running chaotic. Everything's chaos, right? And then there's a time when you have that moment of destruction, that it all
Hmm?
comes crumbling down, right? Because everybody goes
Okay.
through it.
I
It's
see
a
you saying that.
crumbling down. That's the humbling. That right there has to happen for people to have compassion. When you get down to the part where you see that you are nothing, you know, who are you? And you think that you can do the greatest things, and make the world turn, and make the sun and the sky change. Like there's nothing we can do. Like that humility to know, and to know your person next to you is the same as you. That's like, but it's a crumbling. People have to go through having maybe a good time in life and then crashing it, or be down so low, like really
I'm
depressed,
listening to you.
and they be so low in depression that they have that moment where it comes to them, the spirit of love comes to them. But it is like, when I say compassion, I truly believe real compassion has already hit a humble person, a humble spirit. That's just my opinion. I don't know if it's true, but that's my opinion. That's when you said that, I was like, yeah, but a lot of people, their real compassion comes when they can see themselves as being nobody. and stop putting yourself as trying to be a judge of everybody else, and stop putting yourself to know what's best for somebody else, and have compassion to love that person even though you don't know nothing about them. You'll walk away from them, put love into your mind and in your thoughts for them, instead of saying they should do this and they should do that. They shouldn't do it this way. They should have done it this way. I don't know what they're going to do. All in the mind, going on and on and on, but nothing about giving real love. That's what I feel like, true compassion is. Compassion is when you are putting in your mind, you're not sitting up here being phony and thinking that you're sitting up here smiling in their face, and then going back in your mind and sitting up here saying in your own quiet time, I can't stand them. They had the nerve to do that. Just think about what your mind is saying. I love thinking about it. I'd be like, ooh, honey, where you come from? I like making them like their personalities. See what you listen.
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
But that's right there. I think is real compassion, is when you really truly see yourself as nobody. Like you ain't nobody. Like, have a seat, honey.
They something else. See, look, I'll tell you later. But about something, one of my streams, I'll tell you later. But look, who's the author of distraction?
Who?
Huh?
Who?
I say who? I'm asking you, who's the author of distraction?
And I'll let you answer it. Who?
Don't play these mind games with me. Who the
No,
author
you
of
asking me a
distraction?
question. I'll just say
I,
it.
yeah, so I'll ask you a question. Who's the author of distraction?
I said who?
Really?
Yeah,
You gonna
I
play
want
these
to hear
games?
your answer, because
You,
I
you
I'm gonna say I don't know. Let me say I don't know. Is that better for you?
man, cut the nonsense
I
out.
want I want you to answer. I like it when you answer your own questions.
Wow, you really gonna say this to the audience? He's like, y'all heard what she said.
Yeah, because y'all know how I talk. So don't act like y'all don't know me. Yourself. So that's Allison. I would say Allison. She said yourself is the distraction, the author
Author
of
of distraction.
distraction. I like that. I
You
like
like
that, Allison.
you like that? Okay,
Hmm.
okay.
That was good. Yeah, because I mean, when you think about it, yeah, right? What were you gonna say?
You really gonna do that? That's what you
No,
gonna
well,
say?
I like her
The
answer.
devil,
What were you going? Yes, I
the
knew you were going
devil.
to say
So
that.
so so why you gonna play games? Why you gonna
Because
play games? You
that's
afraid to
you
say that?
saying it.
Nah,
You
I don't
asked
want to
me.
hear that.
Oh,
Don't
you
want to hear
wanted me to
that.
tell you your answer. That's what you wanted to.
Ah, I want. Okay,
No,
so guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? You don't. So in other words, you don't believe that he the author of
okay.
distraction.
We call devil, and I call it. We'll say the evil spirit. How about that?
Oh,
Spirit
what?
of
What?
deception. Right.
What?
Right. Right.
Okay,
I get it. I get
the,
it.
the
You,
devil,
so
the
we'll put it
evil,
all
evil one,
together.
evil
Right.
spirit. What you want to say? What?
Deception. Yes,
Okay, there you
I
go.
agree.
So
Yes,
you don't want to
but
say devil, you want to
but
say evil spirit. Let's
I
go.
like.
Let's get it.
I'm just saying, I like Allison's response just because it is like everybody being accountable for themselves. You are walking with spirit.
Watch
It is.
this.
But wait a minute. Let me finish this one
Go ahead.
thing. Spirit
Go
is
ahead.
within you. All around you is the world, right? You would make a choice. You make a choice of how you want to interact with the world, even the good and the ugly, the bad, all that, the rotten, the sweet, all of it is around you. But you yourself, is what she's saying, is the author of what you do with your choice. I get it.
Now, what did I say earlier? What do I have on my social media?
Hey,
Nah, I'm serious.
what
I
was it?
just what it look. I got
Oh,
look
oh yeah, that.
food trucks,
Okay.
spiritual, other podcasts, family, right?
Hmm.
That's all on mine. That's so basically that's all on mine, right? Football, because I'm throwing my 49ers. But guess what? So everything like that is prompting me to see. the things that I desire, right? You said off the distraction. Doesn't mean that they don't. Well, I'm keeping 100. Doesn't mean that they don't try to slide some nonsense in there. Yes, they do. But guess what? Block it, delete it,
Right.
right?
Right.
But the, guess what? Someone said, I made a comment on the feed earlier. You know what they said? They listening to our conversation, right?
Uh-huh.
That's part of the social media world. Guess what? They see what you like, and guess what? If it's not on the same line of what you're doing positively, they're gonna put some negative in there.
Oh yeah, you gotta. This is the
But guess
world.
what? But mind you, that we evil spirit, not you,
I know. I get it.
because they exactly. So the author of the evil spirit is the devil. If you don't, because guess what? That's how you get tricked. That's how
Mm-mm,
you persuade it. That's
mm-mm.
persuasion.
The choice is always you. Will you choose
We
the deception? Will you choose the
it's a
devil?
it's a choice, but guess what? You
So it's
still you listen. Just because you have a choice doesn't mean that you can't be tricked.
okay. What about tricked? It still has nothing to do. You made the choice. You chose to be tricked. Deception
Wow.
is going to be tricked. It's trickery. I mean, I can't help that. Deception is trickery.
Exactly. Look what
Okay,
happened to look what happened
but
to
but
Adam and
but but
Eve.
but but but, but you figure it out as you go along. That's, I mean, really what could see it as.
Look,
Yeah, I agree. The heart decides a lot, whether right or wrong. Yeah, I completely do.
but
The
that's
heart
deep.
does.
That
Yeah,
that that's deep.
the heart is like where you put whatever you feel into your life.
But remember,
That's
no, go ahead,
that's
T. Go ahead.
that's where the feelings are in the heart. And when you put your feelings for anything, if it is about yourself, if it's about other people, it's about a mindset, and it stays in your heart and you see that way, that is where your heart is. It can be right or wrong, just like she's saying. So I agree. Now, the mind is where the choice will be made. Okay. So the heart knows what it really wants to do. The heart can sit up here and say, oh, I really want to go and look at that. I know I shouldn't. Or I really go and spend that money and go get that outfit. And no, I shouldn't. Or I should really go do some gambling. Or I should really go have that cigarette. Or I should really go drink. There's so many things that we in our heart want to do, right? It is like we have that urge and that feeling because it's a feeling thing. But the mind is what's also connected to say, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Can you do it? Can you say no? I'm gonna no, I'm not gonna do it. Are you gonna do it? And I mean, you choose. That's where you choose. And the heart's connected. I'll give it to that. The heart and the mind are connected. I'll give that definitely.
Now I'm going to show you something. Okay, your heart decides a lot, right? Whether it's right or wrong. Okay, but the thing about that is this: first, it's visual first that feeds your heart.
I can agree with that.
Visual comes from your eyes, and then your feeling comes.
Or or
It's a connection.
imagination.
That's right. So guess what? What you see is what you're beginning to feed your heart, which is your soul. You
All right.
feed your soul by the things that you see and the things that you hear. Because guess what? If you don't have your eyes, right, you cannot, the visual cortex is not connected to your heart. So now you begin to hear. And when you hearing is a part of your heart as well. The things that you hear can, guess what, can make you feel a certain type of way because of your connection or whatever's going on. Like when you listen to music, guess what? You're not looking, you're not you're not seeing it, you're hearing it, and it's touching your heart. Makes you feel good, makes you feel sad because it begins your mind begins to wonder what it could be. Like when you listen to gospel music, some people don't listen to gospel music, some people do, right? When you listen to rap, what is it doing to you? How can you relate to that? Because of what you have on the inside.
Yeah. And this
right?
heart, it's a feeling thing. It's a
But
feeling.
how can you get how can you get to the heart without your eyes, your ears?
Okay, see, think of it like this. Imagination is something we all have. Okay, that's the true essence of the real energy of life, because you can imagine things in your mind's eye. Let's call it mind's eye type of thing, where you can go to sleep and visually you think of it as a dream. Think of those type of things that happens in children. They have a lot of research on children, because there are certain age that a child has certain a mind that will turn off completely at a certain age, and I don't know the age. But the point is that it starts when you have your imagination. So, but I do think it has something to do with the heart as well,
The
because it
imagination
is a
comes from
feeling.
where?
um, I think it's the mind, honestly. That's what I think. I
You
don't
you
know for sure, but I
you
think
can't
it's the mind.
you look. It's a visual. It's visual. Your imagination is something. It's a visual cortex. It's visual. So you
Okay.
imagine it. Look, it comes from you.
I
Look, I never been. Huh?
I call it a mind of spirit of mind. When I'm not saying brain wise, I'm actually saying how we dream. You have no control over your dreams. You don't know what your dreams are going to be. So that's why I'm saying that's where it comes from. It's a mind of spirit that is, we cannot communicate it very well, but it's not your brain. It's not how it's connected in a way, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? That is the essence of real God, the energy of real life. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but I was gonna say something. Now you made me forget. Oh, it's gone. Shoot.
Just think about what I'm saying though.
I know
That's
what
how
you're
you
saying.
look. That's how you grow. That's how you.
I,
That's how you. That's how you get your nurturing from.
but
You put
there,
like this. You think about this. Food, right? Food is your source of health. You're right. You
yeah,
need food to grow, to be strong, to be mentally strong, right? Physically strong, right?
right.
So it goes in to your into your mouth, your throat, right? Down to your stomach. You got me?
Mhm.
That's the same thing with your eyes. Because if you don't listen, what can you imagine, right? If you don't have your eyes. Now you have look, you have to look. It's what you're listening to.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I don't agree with everything how you're saying it,
But
but I know
I'm
what
asking
you're
you.
saying.
I'm asking you.
Okay.
I'm asking you now, since you don't
I
agree
think
with what I'm
of
saying.
okay. Well, I think of it as, like I say, a mind. If it's a mind thing, when I say mind thing, a mind energy. I'm saying, okay, because I'm saying mind, I'm saying an energy of spirit. That's what I'm saying. Each and every one of us have that in us, and so ours is our own story of what we think life is. We have our own story of, you have your own story in your mind that only you know. That's why I say you and God, that's your secret place. Only you know your story. You walked it. Same person, every single person on earth. So the mind knows what it is, right? And when I was saying about the heart, is that the heart has a lot of feelings, and I don't I don't know everything about the mind and heart. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm an expert, but how I interpret it is that the feelings have a lot to do with what the mind has thought, and when I say the mind, I'm not talking about the brain. I'm talking about the energy of that particular. Okay, let me say it like this. How about this? Eternal life. Okay, we talk about eternal life. And there's no death, right? As Christians, we hear about that a lot. And then, we have, eternity. And we can't really fathom what that really means, because we see bodies leave this earth. But I do believe that that is true, because we've been here before. We can talk about, oh, that's an old soul type of person. We talk like that. And we think that, and we hear certain things like, you really know a lot because they've been here before, right? And it's truly, that's how I see life. So it's a memory of an imagination of God. The mind spirit is always in a person from forever. Every single body has that mind spirit in them. So the feelings of, maybe, let's say, of whatever they dreamed in the past could be still in their mind spirit, and it has a feeling for them, and it's tugging on their heart. that they just can't control, because a lot of people are struggling through addictions, through things that they are having a hard time of getting rid of. And we don't know where it comes from, but we know that that is an attachment for them, and it can be very strong for some people. But I agree, the heart has a lot to do with it. But yes, the mind feeds the heart. The mind does feed the heart. But you were saying about how, oh, well, if you're watching things, if you're, listening to certain things, that is what, the mind is feeding it. Because when you are doing it, when you put in your mind to do something, you're going to watch something, you're going to listen to something, you are feeding your heart to it. Now, I think that,
Do your choices come from your heart?
for when I look at myself, I'm going to say for myself, I watch certain things that not a lot of people will watch, or I partake in conversations or around people that not a lot of people would want to deal with or be comfortable around. And that's because I have no problem feeding my heart to love others that are not like me. And so the heart needs to find out what it really is about. She's talking about the heart a lot, and the mind needs to make a choice, but the heart needs to know that it's connected. So my heart is wanting to show love, like we're supposed to show love, in a way where we embrace one another and we don't feel any animosity or pain. Like, but then again, everybody's going to have their own feelings, so what can you do about it? But you are giving it out as best as possible.
It, but T, listen. I'll break it down for you even deeper. Some people might not understand this, but this is deeper. You ever Have you ever watched a movie, right, and you cry,
Oh yes, I love those.
right? You cry, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever look? Have you ever been around a family member and you see them crying and you begin to cry with them? Or
Hmm.
no, there's no control over that.
Right.
You know where that comes from?
The heart.
But remember what I said. You saw them crying and you begin to cry.
Yes.
But the reason why you cry with them is because you had what? Empathy.
Yes.
And that is something that everybody don't have,
Yes, I agree.
right? So that's a change of heart. Everybody don't have that. You got me? Because that's
Yeah.
a change of heart. That change of heart comes from you changing within. See,
Yeah.
look, well, I'm a man, so I can see I'm real with mines because guess what? I can't be around certain people that's close to me and they crying and I don't cry with them. I, Everybody don't do that. I'm not soft. I'm not weak because guess what? My love for that individual is strong. You see what I'm saying? So if I saw you crying, oh my goodness, I might say what's wrong. I might start crying with you. That I don't have no control of. That's just my heart in on the inside because I see you crying and I love you so much. And I'm saying to my, why are you crying? What's going on? I begin to cry with you. That's no control over that. That's because of my feelings on the inside. But guess what? It's the love that I have for you. But before I can say that, guess what? I said if I saw you crying, I'm going to cry with you.
Hmm.
Why should I? But because the heart that I have, the empathy that I have for you, it's the love. See what I'm saying? The connection. You understand that? So like some people can see you crying and be like, oh wow, you okay? Look, you all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You okay? It's everything's gonna be all right. It's the so I'm not saying that you're wrong because it truly is the spiritual connection anyway too. It's the connection that we have. Our spirits is connected. You know what I'm saying? You love, I love, on the same wave. Doesn't mean that we got to see eye to eye all the time. That I can't love you unconditionally.
But honestly, we need to pray for the Holy Divine Spirit to come upon those that need that help. that need to, really be released and have that love and compassion in their heart to change their heart. We need to learn how to do more prayers like that and truly have it in our mind every single day. I think that we're distracted so much by so many things that we're not really praying for the right things. We need to pray for our brothers and sisters, and if we know of somebody that's going through some things, truly every day praying for them to have the spirit, the holy divine spirit, come on them in a way that changes. It's however it's supposed to, because we don't know what's supposed to happen. But yeah, we need more of that. We need more of that
Yeah,
because that's really what it is. Because I truly believe once you go through something spiritually and it touches your heart to make you humble and give you compassion and empathy, it changes you as an
that-
individual.
that's it. It changes
Yeah,
you drastically, but it
very,
changes you for the better. It doesn't
yeah,
make you know. Somebody asked me, "Oh, because you cry, that make you weak?" No, bro. I mean, listen. Because I cry, because I have compassion for that individual or that circumstance. I can see it. I can see what happened. Watch this. Here's something. Here's some real stuff for you. Here's some real stuff for you. Not in the beginning. As I got older, there's a movie I used to watch, and when I first saw it, right, I was like, it was good. Boys in the Hood.
oh yeah,
But check us out though. As I got older and I start to watch it, right, I'm gonna go back and watch it. I start crying about it. Do you know why? Because I can relate to the part where Ricky got killed because I had friends at that age, around that age, I had friends like that. You feel me? And I'm like, that could have been whether me or sibling. It could have been anything. You know what I'm saying? So I could relate to that because guess what? That's how it used to be with me. Like I used to get into everything, fights all the time. You know what I'm saying? And my fights got my brother, into situations. You know what I'm saying? And I was wild like that. But and and that's what I mean by like I could relate. I was relating to that. I was like that I could see that could have been me. Feel me?
yeah,
I've been in situations like that where I gotta run. I gotta run because I'm. You know what I'm saying? It's only two of us. It's like five of them. It's like six of them. I'm like, oh shoot, let me get out of here. And guess what? I'm keeping 100 with you. Like, I only had like me and my brother at the time. It was just us two, because he was smaller, yeah, a year younger than me. So, yo, when five guys come running, yo, every day after school looking for me, cause I done beat somebody, yo. They
mm,
say, oh, we gonna jump Dennis. But the moral of the story is that what I'm saying. I just as I got older, I got more in tune. I was like, yo, I can relate to things differently from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Not from the same perspective that I was when I was, a young little punk. You know what I'm saying? When I got older, I start seeing things differently and saying, man, wow, I've came from that, and now look at me now. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's these and look, and some people might say, what that have to do with we talk about world and society distractions from faith? It has everything to do with it because guess what? We talk about ourselves, we're putting ourselves in it, but at the end of the day, if you missed the part of the show, you got to look at it. The most important things are the things that you watch and the things that you listen to or you indulge in. You know what I'm saying? If it's going to increase your faith, is going to increase your personality, make you a better person, more loving person. You got to start indulging those type of things. It changes your perspective. It changes how you see things. You know what I'm saying? It changes how you want your life to look like, to be better. You know what I'm saying? You gotta listen. It's a life that you have to constantly work at. You gotta constantly work at it. You want to be great. You gotta work at being great. You want to be successful. You gotta work at it. You know what I'm saying? Look at T. She rich, y'all.
huh? Why are you putting that like there? I don't even know why you say these
No,
things.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But nah, but
Okay, look, if you say I'm rich, that's why I'm rich, but I'm trying to give to the poor and sell all I have. Ah, That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
buddy.
yeah, I know. Look, you want what you moving to Africa?
No, I'm just gonna travel. Sell all I have and travel. Do like Jesus. I'm gonna go follow Jesus where he went.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you
No,
going to
I'm kidding.
Israel?
I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that. But
Oh,
I know he traveled. Is what I'm saying.
okay. So, will you touch down in first? Where you going first?
Oh, I do want to go to Africa. Do
Yeah.
I do? I would love to go to Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Nigerian in me. You know how you do the DNA thing?
You did that?
Oh yeah, I did that. Me and some
I
other
got.
cousins, and we was comparing, and yeah, and that's why I think that whole, you know what? I'm gonna say this. We as people have gotten, our health has gotten so terrible because we don't move our bodies like we used to. Back in the day, we used to dance. Like everybody had dancing. They don't do that no more. They used to have roller skating. I think they're getting a little bit better with roller skating rinks coming out. But there used to be a lot of activities that you would move your body. We don't do none of that stuff no more. But that's like, I think that kind of helps you get back into, loving life again. It's when you can be happy and be like a kid. That's just my opinion. So,
Hold on. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on. Uh, so I made a comment.
oh, isn't that nice? Wow. Wow, that's something. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Thank you. Thank you. No,
Oh man.
honestly, it's what we all do. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have our conversations of giving wisdom, and so we just kind of like bounce back off of each other. You and me, we say the same thing, but I give you a little bit different sometimes, and then you give me a little bit different. Our insight is kind of like our melody, the song of life. The dance of life. The melody is working well. Thank you, Desmond.
But Lady T, I just want to say to you in front of our community, listen, don't be distracted because things in September things are gonna move differently.
Oh yeah, okay. No, no
Yeah.
distractions. I go with
Okay.
the flow. I like going with the flow. I'll be like, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there.
It's go. So I you know what I can tell. Listen, I wanted for tell you guys first in September we're gonna set a date. It's gonna be our first, and we definitely gonna have a guest, a live guest. We're gonna have our first person to person session in September. And we probably will have either once a month like that or twice a month. Depends on our schedule because it is really work. It's not easy because we will be traveling there sometimes or they'll be traveling to us. We will have, you know, I'm speaking in existence. I'm going to say we want to have one in Jersey and one in DC. So those are going to be the showings. It's going to be one in Jersey and one in DC. We definitely going to have guests, live guests. Will not be virtual, so it will be person to person. So guys, it's going to be totally different. That's a different atmosphere. It's not. See, this is virtual right now, and it's fun, but in person is different. There may be a lot of emotions. It's going to be more fun. It's going to be more open. It's going to be more transparency. It's
It'll probably be
transparency here.
longer.
Definitely, it will definitely be
Yeah.
longer because it will be some more excitement, uh, and we don't want people to be like there's a time limit on their time because when they come, we want them to know that their time is precious and we want them to enjoy themselves. Also, I want to say this: I'm definitely gonna have some nice food for those guys. I will be doing some of my specialties. Let you guys have something to eat. Not too much when they be sitting on the couch and they be like this. Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm not. So it's gonna be exciting. But like I said, I just want to give y'all the first notice of that. It's going to be in September. We don't have a date yet, but we definitely going to be doing it in September and going forward into 2025. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. And I want to say is this. That's something I want, but I got to say this. It is the will of God because things happen in life, a personal, family. It doesn't make it. So that supersedes every decision that I decide to make. So that's up and coming. I don't know, but I know, like I said, I speak things in existence. So I definitely want to tell you guys that um, this has been fun, exciting. Also, it's definitely been, uh, like I said, an adventure. Hold on, hold on.
Yeah, he is something else, ain't he?
You saw, you saw what he said. You saw what he
Yeah.
said. Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, like I said, it's gonna be exciting. And listen, like I always say, I always make sure you guys are sharing, subscribing, and liking. Share it. Because you don't know the message that people are really looking for. We want to share the message. We want to share the conversation. Um, and I always say this is it's somebody made a comment earlier. Mental health is something real serious nowadays. In this time and age, mental health. We didn't really talk about that back in the day, but mental health is important. Before we leave, I want to speak on that a little bit because you got to really think about it. When you're in a relationship with somebody, you really have to go beyond something that you're used to. Sometimes therapy is good. The reason why therapy is good because guess what? You have a neutral person and giving you advice on your situation, on your circumstance. You know what I mean? There are things that you talk about, they understand it, and then they know how to speak to you and cope with it for you because that's what they specialize in. That's what they're there to do. Not to be your friend, but they're trying to help your situation,
right.
help mentally. And so it's good to have therapy. It's good to go and see a therapist. But it depends on you and the individual, the couple, marriage, all that. Because guess what? It's gonna make you better. It's not gonna make you worse. It's gonna make you better. So therapy is to help you become a better person, the better version of you. You know what I'm saying? Have I done that before? Yes, I've done it on a personal, on marital. So that's how I come to be the best version of me, and still working on being the best version of me. So it's not like I'm not becoming a better person. I'm always working. I'm always trying to do different things to make me better. How I talk to people, how I respond, because your response is your everything. How you respond is that's how people respond back to you. So I want to encourage therapy to most people because guess what? You need it. What? Now watch this. Doesn't mean that you have to pay for therapy. It could be a person that you really confide in and trust. Like you, you have that trust that person, so they go and tell you what's the best for you and what they what they feel like is best for you, and you trust and you honor their decision or what they think about you, and that's therapy. You know what I'm saying? You got to. Some people you can't trust with your personal and your private, intimate self. You got to be able to be trustworthy, and everybody can't do that. So that's why if you don't have that person, it's good to have therapy. You know, uh, it's going to help you. It's going to make you better. It's not saying you crazy or you know that you shouldn't have it. Nah, man, listen, I ain't crazy. I did it. Me and my wife. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it's there for. There's issues that you have that you need to make some adjustments on. You can't do it on your own.
Yeah, I agree.
So
It's kind of like letting your testimony of life come out to the world and
Right.
whoever it is that's supposed to hear it. Yeah.
Just think about it. When you put like this, and then we're gonna get out of here. Look, when you hurting inside, if you never release that, it's gonna always stay there.
That's right.
It's gonna always, because now you're gonna have triggers, and because you have triggers, guess what? When somebody trigger that feel on the inside, now you reacted based on your emotions. And guess what? It can be detrimental to your relationship, to your family, to your spouse. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Oh yeah, you really on the pastime.
Yeah. Well, today, just like I said, I took a long nap today. You hear that? Look, I did. I really did. But I'm about to get off though. But and that's, and you know what? That's key too. If you're broken, you can't even begin to heal somebody else until you heal yourself.
Right.
What the heck was that?
What was it? My hand. My
Oh,
bad. Sorry.
you hit
Yeah.
that joke was like, but yeah, and that's key. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about this in previous sessions. Listen, hurt people, and that if you listen, and only you know as the individual how much hurt you got on the inside. Whether it's family that disappointed you, that hurt you, guess what? You got to work on that. You got to heal. You got to work on becoming a better you, and then you'll be able to forgive, and forget.
But in order to do that, you got to practice it. Practice
Exactly.
working on you because
Yeah,
you can't just not, you got to communicate. You got to say something. You got to acknowledge. You got to, we'll say repent, repent, repent. Got to say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to do better. Forgive me that, I'm not going to go that way no more. It's like over and over until you come out of the mud. So, yeah, I agree.
that's it. Listen, guys. Listen, man. Make sure you share this content. Um, love you guys. Thanks for everything. It's growing. And listen, we will see you guys Wednesday. Peace.